Hi, this is Greg McIntyre with the Elder Law Report, and I just wanted to clarify before we get started, I'm meeting with Bob Davis this morning at TACC, a transportation service. And you'll hear me say during the piece that it is for disabled and over 60, but also the CCT bus is public transportation, so anyone with a dollar can ride, okay? So it's for both. TACC accomplishes both things, and I'm excited because it's public transportation for Cleveland County that anyone can use. And transportation, as someone who used to do a lot of traffic work as an attorney, transportation is a huge issue for a lot of people, even having a driver's license and getting from place to place, which, you know, if you're trying to support a family, public transportation can be a godsend. So TACC does a great job both for disabled, over 60, and public transportation. They accomplish all those goals. Thanks, TACC. Hi, I'm Greg McIntyre, McIntyre Elder Law with the Elder Law Report, and we're here at TACC. TACC is a transportation service in Cleveland County, and I'm here with Executive Director of TACC, Mr. Bob Davis. Bob, thank you for being on camera. Is the camera going to work here? Because Bob, I might be, I don't know if I'm wider than Bob or he's taller than me. I'm not sure what's going on. Are we both in the camera?
You're
here?
both in the camera.
Okay. All right. Now, anyway, thank you for being with us today, Bob.
Sure.
And Bob and the rest of the staff at TACC are making sure that all the vans are running and buses are running around the county. And we got here late today to film, and I apologize because I know at TACC they have to keep things running on time every day. I said the rain threw us behind, but you know, really, sometimes life gets in the way, and you know, that's really what you guys do is you keep everybody on time and running from one place to another, and really helping people get to their healthcare appointments and many other things I know. And you could tell me much more about TACC than I could tell people about TACC. I know TACC because I get behind their vans every once in a while running around. And I'm like, oh, there's a TACC van. Yeah. So what is TACC?
TACC is a transportation company for elderly and disabled folks in Cleveland County. If you're 60 or over, you qualify to ride TACC, or if you're under 60 and have a disability, you can qualify to ride TACC. We have some funding through some grants that helps pay for the transportation, but a lot of our folks are on Medicaid, so Medicaid pays for the transportation for the passengers. We do have a city bus system. Cleveland County Transit has 33 stops. It's like a big city bus, but it's a small van. We average about 15 passengers a day on that. The cost is only $1 each time you board the vehicle. And then we have another program called REACH, and it's reaching out to the west end of Shelby residents to get them to medical appointments and pharmacy and grocery shopping and those kind of things.
Okay. Is there a van available?
Yes.
Let's go back that way.
Okay.
We're going to head away from dispatch because they're doing busy work and important work there.
How you doing? We got folks here from Cleveland Vocational coming in too.
Hey.
Morning, how are y'all?
Morning. So I didn't want you to be over talked by dispatch there. They're wheeling and dealing back there. So you were saying that you can private pay for a ride on a TACC van, or there's a Medicaid program, Medicaid to pay for it as well, correct?
Yeah, we have, Medicaid is about 55% of our business.
Okay.
We have another program called Elderly and Disabled Transportation Assistance Program. We call it EdTAC.
Okay.
And the same qualifications are there, but if you do not have a funding source, then we can fund your transportation through EdTAC. Those trips are limited because the money runs out at the end of the year. We just started a new fiscal year, so we bring in on new EdTAC folks. But you get 4 in-county trips to medical appointment or pharmacy and 1 out-of-county trip through that program. We do a lot of dialysis transportation and cancer treatment, so those folks get more rides than 4 trips per month if they're under the elderly and disabled program. But Medicaid pays for all the trips if they're under Medicaid transportation.
Okay.
And so we're running, some days we're over 400 trips per day. We're probably averaging 360 a day as far as trips. Now, a trip is to the doctor and then back. So
Right.
it's about half that number of the passengers, or maybe a little bit more. So a lot of folks getting to the doctor where they need to be, and pharmacy, and a little bit of grocery shopping for some folks with a specific contract. We do have contracts with some agencies, Life Enrichment, Adventure House, Keys Mountain Senior Center, and some other folks, and they pay us for the passenger trips. If they're not eligible under Medicaid or the EdTAP program, then we'll have a contract with, say, Adventure House.
Sure.
And we transport their folks, and then we invoice them at the end of the month, and they send us a check. So,
Okay.
we have a software program that helps us with scheduling. People call in to schedule a trip. It goes into the computer. The computer will shoot it to the van it needs to go to.
Sure.
And we have a person that kind of looks over that to make sure everything looks good. And she does some scheduling specific to specific vans sometimes, but a lot of it's done through the software.
How do people call you to schedule a pickup?
We've got our numbers listed. We've got 3 different numbers. We have brochures out. Our agencies and doctors, most of them know our numbers, so if they need to set something up, they can call in.
Can an individual call in?
Individuals do call in.
Okay.
And that's probably 99% of what happens. So we ask them to call at least 2 days ahead of time, although we can do some next day, and we have done some same-day trips
Right.
With this. But we prefer a 2-day notice. If it's out of county, they have to go through DSS. If they're Medicaid, we'd like to have 5 days notice. If we go to Gastonia every day. We go to Charlotte on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
We go to Asheville for the veterans, to the VA hospital the second Tuesday of each month.
Charles George VA Medical Center?
It must be.
Yeah, it is.
And then the rest of it is just when people call in, we schedule the trips.
Gotcha.
So
And can I put out one of the phone numbers there?
you sure can.
Okay. Because I've got 704-482-2311.
That's one of our transit lines.
One of the transit lines?
The main one is 482-6465.
704-482-6465
Right.
for public transportation.
Yep.
And we'll put that out. We can maybe take some pictures and work that in, or
You can post all those numbers.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
3 good numbers.
we'll post all the numbers. So individuals can call in, but also agencies,
Right.
organizations can call in to schedule
Right.
trips, right?
Yeah.
Or contractors.
Right,
Yeah.
sure can. So
That's-
in most of the time, like I said, it's the passengers calling in because they know when the appointment is, and they, we just, if we can't do it, we'll ask them to do a different time. We don't really turn folks down unless we're totally full. We'll say, well, we're full today, can you call back and schedule it for another day?
Sure.
So we try to help everybody we can, but when we get to 440-something trips, that's kind of hard to add anybody else in there. So
Okay.
some days we do have a cutoff that we ask them to reschedule.
So the need that you're feeling, it sounds like, is absolutely healthcare.
Exactly.
And it's giving people more access to healthcare.
Right.
That may otherwise not have transportation.
Exactly.
Correct.
And we've got folks with families in town, and a family member can ride with them.
Right.
Or a caregiver can ride with them to the appointment and help. But we've got people with families not around. I had a guy from Wilmington call me in tears, thanking us for getting his mom to the doctor that
Right.
she couldn't get to. She said,
Otherwise
"No way."
would not have
Right.
gone to the doctor.
Like I said, folks can have a rider with them, and sometimes we transport whole families.
Right.
If they got 3 or 4 children, they don't have daycare or something, then we'll transport the children. And
Right.
We do ask the passengers to bring car seats and child safety seats if they will, but we do have a few that we can loan out. All of our vans are ADA approved. They all have lifts.
Right.
And we can handle wheelchairs. Our drivers are well trained. They're trained in tying down the wheelchairs, driving in bad conditions. They get at least 20 hours training before they get behind the wheel. And then even before that, they drive some with other drivers
Right.
And get that hands-on experience. For that.
It sounds like you're doing just a great service for the community.
Well-
and we need it.
Yeah.
You had mentioned where we are on the rung as far as healthcare out of 100 counties.
Yeah.
And this helps us give access, especially in more rural parts of Cleveland County.
Yeah, we go from Bowling Springs to Dirty Ankle, and we're everywhere. So
Sure.
our drivers really get attached to our passengers, and our passengers get attached to our drivers. I mean, sometimes that's the only person they see. And some trips might be 45 minutes to the doctor, and you get to the doctor sees them for 5 minutes, but yet our driver spends 45 minutes with them.
Yeah.
Most of our passengers are very appreciative. We got a few that will get, well, you got to do this and do that, but
Right.
You may want to cut that part.
No.
But most of the folks are real pleased with what we're doing. We try to get, we ask passengers to be ready 1 hour ahead of time.
You can't please everybody.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what decision you
Yeah.
make. It doesn't matter what you do.
We ask them
people
to
are gonna-
be
yeah.
ready 1 hour ahead of time.
Sure.
Because we may have several to pick up before we get to them.
Right.
Now, we may not pick them up till 30 minutes ahead before their appointment, but we do try to get them at least 10 minutes ahead of time before their appointment. We're not late very often.
Right.
Because we do really try to plan ahead. When you've got 4 or 5 people on a van and somebody takes a little bit longer to get off, or it's a wheelchair or something like that, that'll put us behind a little bit. But our computer system it gives us 12 minutes for a wheelchair person. It tells us this is where you should be based on the route. Now each van has a tablet, and on that tablet it gives the person's schedule. So if they're picking up Greg McIntyre next, it's on the schedule. It's got the address, what time their appointment is, and phone
I need to
number.
quit driving. I just need to get picked up at the house in the morning.
Yeah.
Just, I can get on the bus and just go
Yeah.
to sleep on the way to work.
It's very convenient. And this is a lot of stuff I'm talking about on the TACC part, but I will get to the transit piece. We do have radios on the vans, so our dispatcher can dispatch a call, a trip immediately. We try to pick folks up within 20 minutes of the time they call when they're finished at the doctor. And then each vehicle has audio and video surveillance equipment.
Okay.
So we can record, there's 4 cameras, and we record the audio too, so it shows every time we
that's
do a
for
lift.
safety, yeah.
Safety.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have folks that say they get hurt and those kind of things. So
Sure.
we've got.
And just to be clear, it's for anyone who is disabled, as well as over 60.
Yeah, 60 or over.
60 or over, or has a disability, is eligible for TACC transportation services.
Yeah.
And you have a bus that we can take a look
We
at,
sure
or a
do.
van? Yeah.
Actually, we've got 3 different types right here right now.
Okay.
Or actually 2. This is one of our TACC vehicles, and I'd like to show you another new TACC vehicle in a minute. But,
Sure.
This is our Cleveland County transit vehicle, and if you look at the sides of it, what we wanted to do was bring something in from Cleveland County. We've got some pictures of the carousel, Don
right.
Gibson Theater, and then the courthouse, which is now the Earl Scruggs Center.
Earl Scruggs Center, yeah.
And, just wanted to make it visible. This is our Cleveland County transit route. It's got 33 stops.
Right.
It goes around. Costs $1 to ride this one.
Get your brand new
You see our lift.
2017 Ford Taurus starting at just $15,998
For the vans,
at
I mean, for the wheelchairs.
Sure.
And we got the banker's house on here, and you see how, so folks can pay $1. They can go from stop to stop. Now, if you're in a wheelchair and you live in an apartment and the stop is up here by the senior center, but yet you live below the senior center and you can't get to the stop in a wheelchair, we'll do a deviation. So
Okay.
we'll go to your apartment, pick you up, and put you on the van, and then go back to the original route. Now, when we do that, we charge $2. So it's a deviation fee. It's $2 to do that. But we're able to get you directly from your home and take you in, and then get back on the route and take folks around.
Sure.
Again, we average about 15 people a day on this one, which is really good. We've dropped the price about a year ago down to $1 each time you get on board. And we got folks that just get on here and ride. They don't have anywhere to go. This is general public transportation, so they'll just get on there and ride all day to have something to do. We got a couple folks that do that. But other folks use this, and they're having to get to the doctor, and it's great. We run 4 trips around Shelby with this one. 4 times a day it goes around. It takes about 1 hour and 15 minutes to complete the route. We have another program, and this is actually our Reach bus. It's got logo on there from the health Foundation of Cleveland County, right? Partners Behavioral Health and the Cleveland County Commissioners gave us grant money to cover this, and there's no cost to ride this. It has 9 stops, and it goes through around Shelby 7 times. It only takes about 35 to 40 minutes for this one. There was a big need in the west part of Shelby for folks that couldn't get to health care. And so this is what we wanted to do for the county. Now, we did get a grant to cover the cost. So it's a 3-year project at this point. We hope to get continuous funding for that. So, but this bus, it seats 20. It's got a lift on it too. So if there's a lot of people riding it, then we can do hold that capacity. We've only averaged about 7 or 7.5 people a day on this one, but we hope it's going to pick up. We're hoping to get a new bus, a little bit smaller, and do a whole new wrap on it with the REACH program logo. There's the REACH logo. So we hope we can get that and wrap it so that there's more ownership from that community. This is our bus.
Right.
Because some folks think there's something else, somebody's giving us something for free. It's not ours, it belongs to them.
Right.
But we don't want folks in that community to feel that way.
Right.
We want them to feel it's part of their community and they can get where they need to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what's the one we have behind us?
That's one of our TACC vehicles. It's similar to this one.
Right.
We just have a different.
It's a different outside.
Right. And if you got I got a brand.
Yeah, let's go look at the brand new one.
Yeah. We've actually got an old one sitting over there. Once you need it.
Sure.
Well, that's one of our older ones, but this is one of our new ones.
Right.
This would be a 2017. We are very pleased with these. They run smooth.
Looks kind of European.
Yeah.
You know, with that front end.
Yeah. It's,
That's kind of how some of the transport vans and things are going.
Yep. It's real clean. Handles well. The passengers love it because we ran these for so many years.
These
and
vans here.
They quit making that brand like that 2-piece thing.
It looks like my daycare van or something.
Yeah,
You know, I
it
was
does,
driving one of those
Yep.
a long time ago.
Yeah,
you know?
and they'll be going to these too.
They'll be
Some of
going to
them are.
these.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Well, Mr. Davis, thank you very
Sure.
much for being with us. Just to sum it up, you know, TACC is for transportation for anyone with a disability or over 60 years old, okay?
right.
And catering to Cleveland County, making sure that people get to where they need to go, especially related to health care appointments, which can cancer treatments, dialysis, really any appointment, you need to call TACC, and TACC can help you
Yes.
and help offer transportation. I'm sure that it's literally a lifesaver.
For a lot of people.
For a
it
lot
is,
of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially dialysis, the wound center, cancer treatments. Work a lot with mainly dialysis is a big portion of what we do. And they have to go 3 days a week for their treatments.
Sure.
So we're glad we can do that.
And you've got individuals that are receiving treatment and families that are calling saying, look, you know, this is, I don't know what we'd do with that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We should all feel that satisfied with our jobs, hopefully.
Yeah, it's
at the end of the day.
definitely satisfying and
Right.
feel like it's a calling from God to be able to do this and help folks.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I feel that way too, in a lot of ways, to be able to help out and reach people and make a difference in their lives. So thank you very much,
Yes,
Mr.
sure.
Davis, for being with us
Great.
today. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And thank you, Taylor, for filming
You're welcome.
at Cleveland County.